The standard playbook for growing a collection agency involves acquiring massive volumes of new accounts and forcing human collectors to dial more numbers. Even with an endless supply of accounts, a human collector can only be in one place at a time. When a consumer finally signals they are ready to talk, the window for a successful recovery begins to close immediately. This creates a silent revenue leak. High-value opportunities are sitting right inside your current portfolio, but they slip away because the follow-up happens hours or days after the consumer reached out. Simply adding more accounts to the pile increases the pressure on a manual funnel that is already letting existing value escape. In the collections industry, consumer intent, like a requested callback or a verbal promise to pay, is a highly fragile asset. This graph tracks decay. The peak represents maximum intent to pay. The gap is the time before a collector responds. As it grows, recovery fades. Massive drops happen when an evening call hits voicemail, or a Friday promise sits in queue until Tuesday. Success in these moments depends on the speed of the next action. If the response isn't immediate, the initial intent often disappears completely before the first dial is even made. Closing this gap requires a response speed that manual dialing between 9 and 5 cannot achieve. DROS is designed to trigger an automated, tailored workflow the second a consumer shows intent. This diagram shows your current collection management system remaining in place. DROS functions as a dynamic engagement layer that interacts with your existing database to handle the outreach. By wrapping around your current records, DROS captures and processes intent data instantly, ensuring that no signal is left to wait in a manual queue. Consider an inbound call placed at 8:30 p.m., long after your office has closed for the day. DROS handles the interaction immediately. It verifies the consumer, captures their intent to pay, and sends a secure payment link via SMS before the call even ends. This automation allows the agency to capture revenue during the evening and weekend hours when human collectors are offline. The highest yield failure point in most agencies is the broken promise to pay. In a manual system, a missed Friday payment often sits in a holding queue for 3 days until a collector manually reviews the account. DROS changes the timeline. That same missed Friday payment triggers an automated SMS or voice rescue protocol on Saturday morning. A broken promise is a specific signal that the consumer is engaged. Acting on that signal while the commitment is still fresh allows the agency to recover dollars that are usually lost to the weekend delay. This automation immediately supports your human workforce by filtering the accounts that actually require a conversation. Collectors no longer spend their hours dialing unreachable numbers or leaving routine payment reminders on endless voicemails. When DROS escalates an account, your collector sees this: a clear conversation summary, a specific tag like hardship dispute, and a prompt for the next required action. By automating the routine outreach, your staff can focus exclusively on the complex, high-intent conversations that require a human touch. Look at the mathematical impact of simply retaining the intent within your existing accounts, rather than constantly purchasing expensive new ones. The math is clear. Improving the rate of kept promises by just 5% results in a substantial increase in your total annual recoveries. You can verify these numbers through a controlled pilot focusing on a single workflow, such as after-hours calls or broken promise recovery. To stop the leakage in your current portfolio, you don't need more activity on the floor. You need to convert the intent you already own. Book a workflow leakage assessment to see where your revenue is being lost.